So welcome back, and in this video we are going to discuss about the associative property for whole numbers. Now before we go into the detailed discussion about the associative property for various operations, let us try to understand what is associativity. Okay. What do we mean by associativity? So in a conceptual fashion or in a conceptual manner, associativity is related with grouping of numbers for the mathematical operations. That is the main thing. Just remember grouping. You have to remember grouping of numbers. Now this thing will get more clearer when we discuss the associativity in detail. Now let us go on and start our discussion on checking the associativity for addition. So we will try to understand using an example. So let me take three numbers and I would like to add the three numbers. So for example, let us take 4, 8 and 6 numbers, and we are supposed to add these. So how do we do this addition? So obviously we will write it as 4 plus 8 plus 6 equals. Now how do I proceed to complete this addition here, right? So one way, the way it happens is, one way what we do is we will group these two. That is, we complete this addition first and then do the second. So what is it that we are doing? We are doing the addition on the left hand side as first one, then we move. So what happens when I add 4 plus 8? It amounts to 12. Right, this result is 12, and then I add the remaining 6 to it. Okay, and then the answer that I get is 18. Right, now I have taken this group of numbers, that is, our original addition was 4 plus 8 plus 6. So I first grouped these two. Now let me try and see to group the last two numbers. That is, we could also have done this as 4 plus 8 plus 6. That is, we do this addition, the addition on the right hand side first, followed by this. So 4 plus 8 and 6 comes out to be 14, right? And 4 plus 14 is equal to 18. Now if we reflect upon what we have done here, see, we have changed the grouping of the numbers in this addition. So in the first method, we took the first two numbers, added them first and added the third number. Whereas in this case, we took the last two numbers, 8 plus 6 in this case, and then added 4 to it, right? So in both the cases, we are having the same result. You can try this out for any three pairs of numbers. You can just take a set of three numbers and try it out, and you will get the same result. So I can just conclude that the results remain same irrespective of grouping. The numbers, irrespective of grouping the numbers. Now this is very important, irrespective of grouping the numbers. for addition. This is what we have. Hence, we conclude that addition is associative. For whole numbers. Okay. So let us box our result for highlighting it. Now this is one of the most important property. The associative property is one of the most important property for whole numbers. And why do you think it is important? So let us see the advantages of associative property. Okay, for addition. Now let me try to explain you one advantage using an example. Okay, so let us say that we have three numbers which need to be added. For example, the three numbers are 234, 197 and 103. Now I would like to add these numbers, right? So how do I do? So I just have a look at the numbers. Okay, now I can add them anyhow. So I will just write this addition as 234 plus 197 plus 103. Now if you observe this carefully, adding 197 to 103 is very easy. The reason is 197. So to this 97, if you add 3, it becomes 100, which means this whole sum will come out to be 300, right? So I can group this automatically. So what I will do is I will write it as 234 plus 300, which comes out to be 534. So what exactly have we done here? Why did we group this, right? We group this for our convenience of addition. So that is the first advantage that we got, right? We can group for convenience, group numbers for convenience. Okay, let's try to have a look at another example. So we have three numbers, 14, 17 and 6, and what we are supposed to do is to find the sum in two different ways. Find the sum in two different ways. So how do we go about it? Okay, let's say we take method 1. We'll try to group it. So we write 14 plus 17 plus 6 equals, I can group first 14 and 17 together. This is my first way. So 14 plus 17 equals 31, and I add a 6 to it. So this comes out to be 37. That was method 1. Now what is the other way in which I can do this addition? Right, I can change the grouping. So I do 14 plus 17 plus 6 equals, so I can group 17 and 6 first. So I'll do this addition first. So it amounts to 14 plus 23, right? And then I add 3 to 4, it gives me 7, and I add 2 to 1, it gives me 3. So again it comes out to be 37. So these are the two methods in which we found the numbers. Now okay, this is an example of just trying to find out one sum in two ways. Now let us try, I'll give you another method. Let us try another method, that is method 3. Okay, and that is what will make this more interesting. So I say that 15 plus 17 plus 6. Okay, now what I will do is I will change the order of these two. So instead of it becomes 14 plus 6 plus 17. Now if you recollect from our discussions on commutativity, we know that even if we change the order of the numbers, right, for addition, the results are same. So that is fine. Now once I have this, if you just have a look at this, I can now group easily 14 plus 6, which gives me 20, and I add 7.